What is it like being a Jamaican in Uzbekistan? Hi, I'm Xavier Murphy, the founder of Jamaicans.com, and today I talk to Andrea Usher, a Jamaican living in Uzbekistan. Welcome, Andrea. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Xavier. I am doing pretty good. Thanks for having me. I'm enjoying my Sunday Sunday morning.
I love the red. You all matched up the glasses and the shirt. My
Yes.
my, my wife's favorite color.
Oh, yes. Red makes us pop.
So, which part of Jamaica are you from?
I am from the second city of Montego Bay. So I'm born like smack dab in the middle of it. And my mother told me I was born at the old hospital, which is now the hip strip. So I'm like, I was born on the hip strip. So the middle of
we
Montego Bay.
we will go with that one. When everybody say where you're born, I was born hip.
I was born on the hip strip. I'm born hip.
And which high school are you representing?
I am representing Mount Alvernia High School. Oh my God, Sister White Fowler used to call us. They're all in white and our blue tie. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Mount Alvernia High.
Well, Ghost Mount Alvernia. So tell us the story of how you got to Uzbekistan.
Okay, well, my journey to Uzbekistan started maybe about 8 years ago or so. I left Jamaica to do international teaching to try to to see how I fit into the international world. And I was first working in Azerbaijan, and then I left there and I got to Qatar. And then from Qatar, I am here in Uzbekistan. I would like to think it's kind of serendipitous. It was a very strange connection between me and my now principal. And then I said, okay, I have to come here. I really like the vibe of the school, and I also wanted to see if the vibe of the country would fit me. And yeah, it does so far. Yes. So here I
Oh,
am, a teacher in in Uzbekistan.
so what are the people in Uzbekistan like?
Well, they are pretty friendly. Well, they're not used to seeing people of my color tone. So I do get stared at a lot. But they
Okay.
are usually very friendly, smile and offer to help, even though we don't speak the same language. But they do their best. So they're pretty cool. Yes, I've made some fast friends.
Nice, nice. Now, you mentioned that, there's not a lot of people, black people there.
Yeah.
How your hair looks beautiful. How did you get it? What did you do your hair, or have you found like a little place where you can get your hair done?
Well, I do try to do my hair. I can't braid it myself, but I can put in the ready-made braids. I've been practicing. But this hairstyle was done by a Russian girl.
Oh,
That the HR at my school found her on Instagram, sent me a message, and she goes, Andrea, I saw this and I thought of you. And it's a Caucasian Russian woman, and she is amazing. She does a good job. I'm The only thing is that she does take a little longer time than the normal because other
okay.
people, persons, black people, we know how to do hair pretty quick. But she does an awesome job, and I'm so grateful that I found her.
She must have like a wait list on the clientele
She
going there.
does. She does. Yeah, she does. She does. And funny enough, not I've only seen a few black-skinned clients. I don't think a lot of people know about her.
Okay.
But mostly it's locals who go to her, which
Oh,
is interesting to
so,
me.
so you're saying that the locals are braiding up?
They braid their hair, they put in false locks, they put in the colored braids, and everything is very interesting. So,
All
but I'm
right.
like, whatever works for you works for you. I'm just glad that she's around and she's able to do this, because this is
All
actually
right.
the Senegalese twist, I think it's called. I'm like, how do you know how to do that?
You
So
YouTube.
could be. She does have a lot of certificates on her wall. I don't know if she's done some training with it as well. So good for her
Nice.
and good for
Well,
me.
and good for you. Well, let me get out of black women's here because it's a that's a
It's a
topic.
sensitive
But this
issue.
one was very interesting. but let me go back to the people a little bit.
Yeah.
In terms of warmth or how they adjust. Are they welcoming?
Uh,
Right off the top, or it takes a little while for them to kind of warm up to you.
the latter is true. You know, our culture in Jamaica, we are open, like we're like from the get go. Once we know that, there's a visitor, we're very open and we
Right.
laugh, we smile. For them, it's not that. You're not first met with a smile. Um, but this is a part of who they are. They have to ask a million questions before before you become friends. So even the taxi driver, it almost feels like an interrogation, but if you're not offended by it, you realize that that's how they are. Then you just take it in your stride. So what's your name, where you from, do you have children, are you married, how many languages do you speak, all these
Oh,
things.
wow.
Yeah, you go through a lot of questioning, but it's their way.
Okay.
um
It
yeah, so
sounds. It almost sounds like if a male is picking you up, taxi driver.
yeah.
It's almost like he's not only picking you up to go
But
somewhere, but
picking me
he's
up,
picking you
yes,
up.
yes, it does sound like that. So if you're not used to it, you can take it the wrong way. But now I just relax, and when they ask me where I'm from, I answer, and then I say, "Where are you from?" And then they crack up and they go Uzbekistan, or they say Russia, depending on
Right.
there's some people living here. Yeah, yeah,
So
I'm
so
gonna
let,
use it.
so let me lead into, have anybody tried to pick you up then?
I don't know.
All
Because
right.
with all the questions I don't know. But okay, let's no. Okay. No, I don't think no, I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right. All right.
They
But
do.
you're saying the same questions are kind of, so you
So
may be like, he's trying to pick you up, but you don't realize it, and
maybe
you just kind of said bye and you're gone, and
yes, and have a great day. So it's highly possible that that's happened, but I doubt it. I think women can also pick up on a certain vibe too.
okay.
If
All right.
so, I haven't felt that vibe.
Okay.
I think they're often too shocked by seeing me, and then
Right.
intimidated. Don't approach. They will just look and then tap their friend and do nothing. Did you see that girl walk by?
I
So
see.
yeah. So no, not yet. Not yet.
So
No.
when you say you're Jamaican, what's the typical response?
Okay. Typically, you would get Africa. Their next response would be Africa, and then you will say no. And then if I say America, then they will kind of get the reference. They'll be able to maybe pick up where it is. But oftentimes, the first thing is Africa. Just recently, actually, I just went into this random supermarket, actually, and I said Jamaica, and he said, Usain Bolt. And I was like, what? That was the first time anybody has ever said that here. And I was like, okay, Usain Bolt. And then he said, yes, fast man, fast man. And once, one other time, I got Bob Marley. I got Bob Marley one other time. But here, it's mostly their next question is Africa. And then you have to say, no, it's not Africa. And then you try
It's a,
to, uh,
to kind of give them an idea.
yeah, where it is. Yes. And I remember saying Brazil one time, and then they go, okay, so it's like here, it's not near there, because they know Brazil because of football and all of that. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good
the South
reference point.
America, North.
So let's talk food. What's the food like in Uzbekistan, and what is something that you like there?
So their food is pretty intense. They do cook with a lot of seasoning and all sorts of meats and everything. They do tend to have very, well, for me, oily food. It's very oily, but it's like very natural here. And but my favorite is the plov. The plov is a rice meal. Inside the rice, it's cooked with oil. It has raisins inside of it, so it's a sweet, savory kind of meal. So I don't eat a lot of it because, of course, it's extremely fattening, but it's really, really good. And at my school, it's served every day, every Thursday. It's a Thursday meal. You know, like how Jamaicans have Sunday meal, this particular rice and peas chicken, that type
Right.
of thing.
Or soup.
Here,
Or soup on
plov is a
Saturday.
Thursday. Yeah. Here, Thursdays is for plov, and plov is delicious. It's really good. Really good.
Oh, nice. So I guess that is what we will have to try if we visit Uzbekistan.
I was introduced to a new thing called sumalek. I think I'm saying it maybe not so right. It's flour, oil, it's flour, oil, and sugar, and it's mixed into something that
Oh,
looks like porridge. And I just got it
okay.
like Friday. Just Friday I got it, and I got to try it. So it's almost like a porridgey tasting thing that they eat
Okay.
by dipping bread in it and everything.
So well, I mean that's how we do it with the porridge. Dip, eat hard or bread.
Yeah, yeah.
Language though, what's the language?
Their language is Uzbek and
Okay.
also Russian. They were a part of the Soviet Union for over 30 years or so. So their language is heavily based, or even their structure of like curriculum and stuff is heavily based in Russian, the Russian curriculum. So they mostly speak Russian, especially the younger people. But the government is trying to get back the language. So now the Uzbek language is a huge focus in schools, and children all have to learn it to really get back the mother tongue of Uzbekistan. So they speak both.
Okay. And have you learned any?
No. Okay, no, that's not fair. I learned how to say I learned Russian. The Uzbek is a challenge, and I was sitting in a Uzbek class just recently, and I said, "Okay, I'm going to come to her class often so I can learn because she's teaching the beginner kids how to speak Uzbek. So I'm going to come and learn it a little bit." But I only know a smidge of Russian. That's it,
All
or
right.
my linky,
Well,
as they say.
well, I'm gonna test that smidge or that leaky. I'm gonna test that a little
Don't
later.
test.
It's simple. It's gonna be a simple one.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay.
No, no. I don't know how much of Uzbekistan you've seen, but is there a place that you'd say if you come to Uzbekistan, you have to go and visit this place? And it could be your personal favorite. What would that be?
Mhm. Well, my personal favorite is always parks. Anywhere that you can see lots of families walking. I always like that kind of homey feeling to wherever I live. So my personal place is very near to me. It's just 5 minutes down the street, and it's the Echo Park. That's where people go walking. They have built it in such a way where people can ride bikes, run. There are play areas. There is a little river that runs through it. So there's gondola rides. There is an outdoor gym. So it's just a very cool, easy, nice place to walk. So, and you can see lots of families out, moms, dads, um, just people walking about, milling about, and just enjoying life outside. So I would say come to the park. The park also has free Wi-Fi, so anywhere you sit in there, you can turn it on and just chill out. You can buy food there, ice cream. You can just be relaxed. So for me, it's that type of place. Another place that I want to go to, many of my friends have been already. It's a place called Samarkand. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Please, Uzbek people, don't be upset with me. It's like the old city. Like how Port Royal is for Jamaica, where people go and see
Yes.
about like pirates. That's what it's like here, but it's like really deep in history. So all the old things are still there, and it's
Oh,
beautiful. So it's like a place that everybody says you need to get to. I will get to it soon. So if I have to say any place, Samarkand, and near me, Echo
The
Park. Yes.
park. What type of music are you hearing there?
Well, wasn't last week, the week before last week, I heard Sean Paul and Busy Signal.
Oh,
I was I was in a staff meeting, and through the window I paused in the middle of my meeting, and then I was like, what does that sound like Jamaican? That language, that song. And then I go, it's Busy Signal. And I couldn't believe it. So I started to sing along to the song. And then the Uzbek teacher she started to nod her head, and she goes, yes, I know, because she's heard it. Because I'm Jamaican, so she researches a little bit about Jamaican.
oh, wow.
So I've heard mostly those two actually, Busy Signal or Sean Paul. I will hear them in cars driving by, or if they are playing like music outside, then I
Right.
will hear that sometimes. But it's mostly you do hear westernized songs, but you hear Russian and you hear Uzbek pop music.
Ah, Uzbek pop music?
Yes. Yeah, it sounds like Western pop just
Right.
in the Uzbek language.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And is Uzbek diverse? Because I know some of these former Soviets, some of these European countries, there
Mhm.
is like, almost like a mixed up of some from Asia, some from Eastern, from Europe, so is it diverse in that way?
It's not diverse in that way. It's just now Uzbekistan is just now becoming a place that people even know how to say. And truly they're just now open.
Guilty, guilty.
Yeah, they are just now open to people outside, people coming in. So it Uzbekistan is known as one of the fastest growing tourist destinations now in Central Asia, because we're actually in Central Asia. So it people are coming in now mostly as teachers, or as other engineers, those type of things. They come in and they work, and they start to hire out. So people are coming in. People pop by for a week, for 2 weeks or so, as a vacation place.
Right,
So it's not as diverse in that regard, but it is diverse in terms of their ancestry. So you would have Russian, Kazakhstanis, Korean, Chinese. So they're mixed that way. So no two Uzbek looks the same. You
okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You'll be walking down the street, and you'll see a very tall Chinese guy who's Uzbek, and then you'll see a more Russian looking blonde haired girl, or mix of both. So it's very interesting look here.
And,
In that way, they're diverse. In that
and,
way.
and that to me, I mean, is a little diverse because you're saying what, Central Asia,
Central Asia. Yeah, yeah.
Asia, and I guess you're touching a lot of the Asian countries.
Yes. And all the stands. So we're surrounded by all the stands. We're a landlocked
Right.
country. So
Uh-huh.
it's Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, all the other stands, Tajikistan, all those.
We know there's a lot of stands, and
Yes.
I'm hoping to get to finding the Jamaican in all of them because I figure there has to be.
Has to be. Has to be. We are like salt. We're in everything. Or we should say,
Oh yeah. They said the red in the egg,
yes,
there.
yes,
No, let me ask you, what's the cost of living like there?
pretty low. If you're in a good job, if you make a steady living, very secure job, then your cost of living is like really low. You are able to save here. Um, Gas is really low. Uh,
Okay.
Wi-Fi. payment is probably the highest, and it's still low, if you
Okay.
can get what I mean. Because they are
Okay.
very organic. Their food is organic. Food is cheap, 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 cheap.
I,
And
I
they
was gonna ask about food because in terms of a meal, let's say you go to a medium, a nice restaurant, not a high end.
Mhm.
What would the average cost of a dinner meal be for one person? If you can tell me
In
maybe
US,
US,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. My one of my most recent, because I don't eat out a lot.
Okay.
So if I one restaurant that I did go to, it was not even Uzbek. It was an oh my goodness, an Indian restaurant, and also they're mixed with some Indians too here. Anyway, so Indian restaurant, and I think it was, if I remember clearly, maybe 14 US dollars, $14, and you got like everything. It was, drink, the meat, the everything. It was very low. Yeah,
Okay, that's not bad at all.
not at all.
And have you come up on any customs that you find very interesting, that the Uzbeks practice?
There are a few that makes me raise my eyebrows a little bit, but that's mostly in education. I won't share that, but that part is just slightly different. But one of the things that recently I discovered, one of my colleagues, she lost her mom, and immediately what they do is they all gather at her house, and the minute you're going to go to the house, the women have to cover their heads when they go. So
Mm,
it's like, so she say the mom died on, say, Sunday, then Monday bright and early, all friends, all family, you're expected to go directly to the home, and all women must cover their head. So I found that a little bit interesting. Not that we don't do it here, do it to Jamaica as well,
right,
but that immediate go to,
right,
I think we do that. All
right.
immediate family, yes, but not like friends and everything. So I found that
And
very
so
interesting. Yeah.
it sounds almost like solidarity. Everybody
Yes.
covers their head, so it's a solidarity. We're
Yes.
mourning with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
different way. Again, you said, in Jamaica we do visit and whatever, but this is a visual
Yep.
solidarity.
Yes.
Now, what has been your biggest adjustment in Uzbekistan?
I am a amazingly flexible person, and since I've started teaching internationally, I've discovered that about myself, and uh, nothing major, but here, one of the things that I noted was their what's the word? What's it like? Their services, their business services. It's very, very, very um well, let's say it's not as up to date as I am used to.
Okay.
So when I'm like dealing with banks and things like that, or immigration or visa things, all these things, they do take an extremely long time,
Mm,
much more so than normally, than
okay.
it normally would. And there's a lot of paper, like a lot of paperwork, paper. I'll give you a story. I went to do money transfer at my bank, and the bank, I by the time I left, I had 20 sheets of paper. Don't ask me what it's all about. So you you give your basic
Is it in
number.
English? Is it in
You give
English?
where it's not in English. You give your basic, you give your account number, you give your bank in Jamaica and all of that, and you're good. Okay, that's easy. Then you're going to like six different casas, or they call them cashiers or agents. You go to different people, you stand, you sit, and it takes hours for them to click a button, and then you come out with these thick rolls of paper. I'm like, why? You don't. And I took my phone up recently and I showed the girl who goes with me to help me to translate. I said, look, these are my Jamaican apps. This is what I use no matter where I'm in the world. And all I do is just dig that money moves in my Jamaican account. So I'm
Right.
like, even in Jamaica, nothing works as slowly.
I
Nothing.
I can't even imagine because
Oh,
we have bank day. We have a bank day. So
yes.
it sounds like they have taken it's bank day plus there.
Yes, it's completely different. I cannot get used to it. I am trying. I'm usually very open-minded, but for
Right.
me, no, I'm not adjusting to this at all because I can sit there and see the inefficiency of it all, and
Right.
I'm not used to, just do that and do it here. I don't have to keep going all over.
So
No, no.
Andrea, listen, thank you so much for sharing so much of about your journey there and this, about Uzbekistan. I'm winding down. I have a scenario for you.
Yes,
You get on a plane, you land in Jamaica.
yes.
What's that first thing you are doing?
Ah, food. The first thing I'm going to do is get me some juicy patty. Juicy patty, coconut water, not the one in the tin or the box, the one that you have to chop.
All right.
Anybody side of the road. So coconut water, juicy patty. For sure, I need to get me some oxtail, like proper cooked oxtail, rice and peas, some curry, some manish water. It's just food. Just
Okay.
food. Listen, fried plantain, um,
But okay,
banana
you don't get any fried plant in there
plant. They don't know what that is. They don't know what plantain is. They
because I figured there might be a store that has at least something close. No mango. You don't find no mango or no.
mango, yes, but it's
Okay.
not like proper mango. It's
I know. I know.
first ripe. Not even like proper mango. And I saw pineapple yesterday, and it's always like this one lone pineapple in this because it's
So you don't have a choice.
no. But I did notice they have coconuts, like real husk coconuts that you can
Okay.
cut, but I'm not sure where it's from, or I haven't bought any yet because I
Right.
have a whole stock of Grace coconut powder
Okay.
to cook.
Okay. So you're stocked up on your supplies.
Yes.
Well, here's the last thing I do in in Uzbek.
Yes.
Teach me how to say
Oh,
goodbye in the most informal way.
I don't know how to say goodbye in Uzbek actually. I don't know
Oh,
that actually. No, I don't know the Uzbek goodbye. I don't
okay.
know that
What?
goodbye.
Okay. Well, then let's
I
do
have
this
used
then.
the Russian goodbye, which is now that I think
Uh,
about it. Okay, I'm gonna learn the Uzbek goodbye.
okay. So let's do this then. What's the Uzbek hello?
What is the Uzbek hello? Oh, they don't have a Uzbek. I told you not to test me. I don't know the Uzbek.
All right. What's the Russian hello then?
Okay, for that one, it's you can say privet,
Okay.
or you can say, well, you're kind of asking how they are, so you can say kaktila. I hope I'm getting it
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's. Oh no!
So
Wait. I
all
think
right.
I remember. Uzbek. Assalamu alaikum. Yes. They go
Oh,
assalamu
they say,
alaikum. Yeah, they
okay.
put their hands at their heart and they go assalamu alaikum. Yes, I remember something.
So they're kind of using what a lot of Muslims use,
Yeah, they
and
are. It's a Muslim state. It's what do they call it? What do they call it? Like a convention, not a conventional Muslim state, but they do
okay,
practice that here. So
right.
they're unconventional.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So it's Assalamu alaikum.
No. Put your hand here
Oh, okay.
on your
Right
heart, and you
hand.
go, and you do like assalamu alaikum.
Okay.
Yes.
Andrea, thank you again and Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Show some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.